in a quiet meadow filled with soft grass and blooming flowers, there lived a little bunny named Luna. Luna had fluffy white fur as soft as a summer cloud and gentle eyes that sparkled like dewdrops in the morning sun. She lived in a cozy burrow tucked beneath the roots of an old oak tree, where the air always smelled of damp earth and sweet clover. Luna loved her home, and she loved to watch the world from the safety of her doorway, but she was often too shy to truly explore it. While the other forest creatures ventured deep into the woods or raced across the open fields, Luna preferred the shadows and the silence. One bright morning, as the sun began to paint the sky in shades of gold and apricot, Luna ventured just a few hops away from her burrow. She saw a group of animals gathered near a small, rolling hill. There was Pip the squirrel, Barnaby the badger, and a couple of energetic field mice. They were laughing, running, and rolling down the lush green grass, their giggles echoing through the valley. It looked like the most wonderful game in the world. "I want to try," Luna whispered to herself, her nose twitching with excitement. She moved toward the hill, her paws sinking into the mossy ground. But just as she reached the edge of the clearing, she stopped. Her ears drooped, and she stepped back into the shade of a large fern. A cloud of doubt filled her mind. "What if I fall?" she wondered, her heart beginning to throb. "What if I get hurt? What if the others laugh at me because I'm not as fast as they are?" The fear felt like a heavy weight in her chest. So, she stayed exactly where she was hidden, quiet, and just watching. She watched Pip do a somersault, and Barnaby reach the bottom with a triumphant shout. Luna felt a pang of sadness. She wanted to belong, but the distance between her and the hill felt like a vast, uncrossable ocean. Just then, a tiny butterfly, with wings the color of a sapphire, landed on a wildflower right beside her. It tilted its head, watching her with tiny, dark eyes. "Why aren't you playing, little bunny?" the butterfly asked in a voice like a silver bell. Luna looked down at her paws, feeling a blush creep under her white fur. "I'm scared," she admitted, her voice barely a breath. "The hill looks very high, and the world feels very big today." The butterfly fluttered its wings softly, creating a tiny breeze that tickled Luna's whiskers. "It's okay to be scared," the butterfly said gently. "Everyone is scared of something. Even the great hawks are wary of the storm. But being scared is just a feeling. Don't let it stop you from finding the joy on the other side." Luna thought about those words for a long time. She looked at the butterfly, then back at the hill. She saw the joy on the faces of her friends. She realized that the only thing keeping her in the shadows was her own fear. Slowly, very slowly, Luna took one small step forward. The grass felt cool beneath her feet. She took another step, then another. Her heart was beating so fast it felt like a little drum inside her chest, and her legs felt a bit wobbly, like jelly. But she didn't turn back. She kept going until she stood at the very crest of the hill. From up there, the meadow looked different. She could see the sparkling stream in the distance and the colorful patches of wildflowers dancing in the wind. The other animals looked up and went quiet, watching the little white bunny stand tall against the blue sky. Just once, Luna whispered to herself, closing her eyes for a second to gather her strength. Luna gently sat down on her fluffy bottom, took a deep breath that smelled of pine and sunshine, and pushed herself forward. The world became a blur of green and gold. She rolled down the hill, tumbling over and over in a soft, dizzying whirl. The soft grass brushed against her fur like 1,000 tiny fingers, and the rushing wind tickled her face and flattened her long ears. For a moment, she wasn't a shy bunny. She was a streak of white lightning. She wasn't thinking about falling. She was thinking about how wonderful it felt to fly without wings. And then, she landed safely at the bottom, coming to a stop in a patch of yellow buttercups. Luna stayed still for a second, blinking up at the bright sky. She felt a bit dizzy. Her fur was full of grass clippings, and her heart was still racing, but this time, it was racing with thrill, not fear. A wide, bright smile spread across her face. "I did it!" she cried out, her voice ringing clear through the meadow. The other animals gathered around her, cheering and clapping their paws. "You did it, Luna," Pip squealed. "That was a huge roll," Barnaby added, patting her gently on the shoulder. "You're so brave." Luna giggled happily, shaking the grass from her coat. She realized then that the hill wasn't a monster, and the fall wasn't a disaster. It was just a leap into the unknown, and the unknown was actually quite fun. That day, as she played until her legs were tired and her belly was full of sweet clover, Luna learned something very important. Being brave doesn't mean you're not scared. It doesn't mean the fear goes away or that you never feel worried. It means that even when your heart is thumping and your knees are shaking, you find the courage to try anyway. As the sun began to set, casting long, purple shadows across the meadow, the stars began to poke through the darkening sky like tiny diamonds. Luna hopped back to her cozy burrow, feeling taller and stronger than she ever had before. She curled up in her bed of soft straw, listening to the gentle hoot of a distant owl. Luna closed her eyes with a happy heart, no longer afraid of what tomorrow might bring. She knew that even if she felt shy again, she had the magic of that one small step hidden inside her. Good night, little one. Sleep tight and dream of big adventures. Did you enjoy this sweet bedtime story? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe for more calming stories. See you in the next stream. Good night.